David. Wing leader last weekend in the Cairn levels the record with 33 wins between the flags for a horse. What an incredible achievement for obviously the horse, for you and your family and your staff.
Yeah, well, it's a very proud time for everybody concerned up in Derryland. All my family and the girls and David, especially, it rides him out every day, and it's great for the owners, John and Jennifer, for to achieve that. But it's just for somebody like me who's been at this for a very long time now. It's a big thing.
Absolutely, it's a
big
massive
thing.
achievement.
And we only really thought about it really about Christmas time, and then we thought, hold on a minute here, the impossible might be possible. So that was that.
There's been plenty of riders who's been on his back, but I suppose Barry O'Neill has that special connection with the horse, doesn't he?
Well, Barry and myself have been together now for 15 years.
It's incredible.
That's incredible in its own right, never mind the 33.
Yeah.
And I don't think we really ever had a crossword, which is saying something for two boys like us.
It surely is.
But he rides him tremendously well, and you know, it's one of, for me, I've watched so many horses run over the years and go over fences, and for me it's one of the great sights to watch Barry and Wing Leader out in front there.
Poetry in motion.
It's just incredible to watch, really. And you never realise how incredible it is till you see it slowed down and you're watching somebody and you just see what the two of them are like. It's amazing, really.
Definitely.
Amazing. So he's been a huge part of him, and he was a big part to play in the making of him when I got him, because he used to be kind of like an angry horse when it came to fences, and he wanted to bull at them. And Barry said to me, you know, David, we're going to have to set this horse out the back and learn him to race, and we make it beat a time or two, but that's the only way he's going to be a racehorse, you know. And he made him that first year, and a couple of times we got beat, and everybody was very cross about it. But like, he definitely made him.
But you've played it for the long game, and it's paid off for you.
Yeah, it's paid off, you know. It was, at the time you'd have thought about it, but Barry knew what he was doing. And, I remember the first day he rode him in Armagh, and he was beaten by one of Tom Draper's horses, and a Sizeland horse. He was a very good horse, and he was Wing Leader was second. And Barry came in and he said to me, this is the strongest horse. And I don't mean for pulling, he meant in his body. He says, this is the strongest horse I've ever ridden. If this horse ever really learns to settle, that, you know, this will be some horse. And Andrew Lynch, who used to ride him at Screening all the time in his early days, and he used to tear off, you know. Andrew said when he loses that will to tear off and be sort of half ignorant, he'll not be as good a horse anymore. But he's never really lost that kind of thing in him, you know. Even to this day, he kind of every now and again lets rip out the paddock and away he goes, like, you know.
And at home, then, as you mentioned, your son Dave, it's a big part of what happens with him at home. What's he like at home, and what's he like to deal with?
He's a real character, you know. Has to be at the front. He won't warm up in the gallop. He has to start where he wants to start, so he goes on the gallop and then he tears off. And then he settles down. David makes a great job of him now. He just sits there and bowls away, and then if I'm standing at the side of the gallop, he always reacts to me at the side of the gallop and either throws a big buck at me or tears. You know, he's just a wild character of a horse, but then when he races, he comes in and he lies down, rests himself, and he's up bright as a button the next day, and then he just lies down again, has an hour rest, and he's a tremendous horse at looking after himself. Yeah,
and that's why he's gone on so long, I suppose, because of that.
That's why he's gone so long. Apart from all the other things that he has, like he is very tough and everything else. It's just his power recovery is unbelievable, you know. And I I was told, a couple of the handlers were telling me that, they had horses maybe won 3 or 4 there in the past couple of years and all looked good, and then they thought it would take a wing leader now, and then that finished their horse for the season. Their horse needed a rest, and he always does that. He always makes horses pay. If they beat him,
If
they
beat
make him pay.
they won't get him the next day.
No, they maybe won't run the same again the whole season.
Yeah.
He puts it all in, and if you look at Neacairn on Saturday, like 11 seconds below standard around a place like Neacairn, that takes some.
So it's a tough track.
That's tough.
I wasn't there last weekend, but I was here when he won last month.
Yeah.
And for me personally, on the days I've been lucky enough to see him win many days, I thought here was one of his best performances.
Yeah, it probably was. You can't keep a horse full tilt all the time.
No.
And he's going to have off days when the things are a wee bit flat, But that was a tremendous day here, and that's when he's at his best. That's what he's like. That's it. As Barry would tell you, it takes him back to when he was running at Cheltenham and that there, or that season, where he was so good.
Yeah.
He just goes back to that every now and again, and often it's on a track where they want to tackle him, they want to take him on, they want to gallop, and he sort of thrives in that. He loves that.
And of course, Cheltenham, we don't want to think about that too much. That was obviously heartbreak that day.
Yeah, it was heartbreaking. No point in saying any different. But sure, what do you do when you're beat by Willie? You just sort of suck it up and get on with it.
I'll be honest with you, I was heartbroken for both you and Barry and the horse.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine how you must have felt.
Well, for me, there's a lot of things goes on in life, and I didn't. It was heartbreaking. And heartbreaking for the family around me, but I didn't feel. I felt we'd done our best, and I was more. I felt more sorry for Barry, because he's a proper champion, he's a proper rider. He deserves everything he's ever got. He's a great fella to work with.
Absolutely.
And as genuine as the day comes, and he deserved to win a Fox Hunters. Never mind the horse or anything else.
I agree. I agree.
He
with
deserved,
you on that.
and just to see him just fail was heartbreaking, I think. But anyway, sure, we've picked ourselves up, and I think wing leader winning at Neacairn with 33 winners, joining Still William on the record. I think that repaid a wee bit back to Barry.
I seen a great picture that Liam Healy took going by the line, and Barry doesn't celebrate too often.
No.
He's modest enough and content, but you could see the real
You could
joy
see
and
the
kick he got
real
out of
joy
that.
in it.
Yeah.
The real joy in it. And he is one of Barry's favourite horses ever, and
There's no doubt.
I've only seen Barry sort of as emotional as that. When he won his first championship in Maple Mons that day, and then wing leader another Saturday. That was the most emotional I've seen him, and like Barry is one of them fellas who he's very serious about what he does, and he really concentrates on what he does. But and behind the scenes, he takes great pride in the likes of a wing leader or whatever, you know what I mean? And it's been a hell of a journey myself and him have had, really.
And of course, next weekend he's going to be crowned
Yeah.
champion jockey again.
Yeah.
And yourself, 26 winners on the board this season. You must be delighted. What a tremendous season.
Yeah, it's been a great season, and everything has gone reasonably well. We're delighted for Barry, but at least was no sort of. It was pressure last year with Barry and Rob, because Rob's such a great rider.
Unbelievable. The two of them.
Unbelievable, and the two of them push each other that hard. You know what I mean? And there's no quarter given, and they're just two great fellas. And I've been very lucky that the two of them have been riding for me for really the past 15 years or so, and that gives me a great pleasure to see Barry going up there and lifting awards and knowing how much it means to him.
And of course, those awards that you speak about now, sponsored by Gain Equine Nutrition on June 7th, the New Park Hotel. And we'll see you there. See Barry lift his award, and we'll see you lift the award for Winged Leader.
Well, hopefully so. Hopefully we all make it there, and it'll be a great night for everybody.
Before I let you go, David, I know you've got to bring Ramillies home now, after giving Emma her first ride as well today.
Yeah.
So it was a great kick for Emma.
Yeah.
You have the most incredible record with these open horses, especially older horses. What is the secret, or is there a secret?
No, I don't know whether there's a secret or not. Like David always says, I'm hard to learn from. He does his best, and he learns from me. And he has learned far more. I always tell him he's learned far more than he realises. But I'm not the best at explaining things. I do things, you know.
You have your way, and
I often do things that are completely opposite. As Barry knows, completely opposite to what you'd expect to do. So I don't know, but I do like those older horses. But in the last 5 years, you know, I changed the whole operation really to younger horses coming through and making them anti-hunter chasing open horses, and that has been quite successful, you know. So, you know, it's here. What do? You know, that it's luck.
well, you know it better than anybody with these open horses, especially. And listen, thanks very much for taking the time. I know it's been a tough week for you with the loss of your brother, and my condolences to you and your family. But it's brilliant to hear about Winged Leader, and we'll see him next season.
Oh, well, hopefully so. Thanks very much.
David, thank you.
Thank you.